Yo, 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 yo. Hello, hello. Welcome to TBTS episode
Three?
3.
Did we forget?
I don't know.
Oh, your fucking whole thing broke down.
Shut up. All right. We're
Is
fine.
it actually recording?
Yeah, it's recording.
How do you know?
Because it says stop recording. Which means it's
Interesting.
recording.
So we get a new setup. We keep changing
Yeah,
stuff
we
up
keep
every
changing. We keep upgrading. But now we have a logo on the podcast so you don't see me walking around the whole time. And now we can change to different screens. Boom, boom. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Nice.
All it takes is some Google and YouTube.
And money.
I mean, yeah, a little bit, I guess. But
Money. But if you have gold, you made that money, so you're good, dude. You're good. What is it? Almost 3,000 an ounce this week? Yeah, almost 3,000 an ounce. Like $2,950 an ounce. That's crazy. There's a gold run. So people, especially the U.S., are picking up. They want physical gold, and they're pulling it out of London, and the London banks don't have it.
Oh, you talked about this last week.
Yeah, well, now it's actually real.
So basically,
They're putting people on hold like weeks, because they're trying to get.
They don't have it.
They don't have it. Yeah, they don't have it literally, and the U.S. is buying it all up. So I'm not sure what.
I mean, I guess that's a smart move, though, isn't it? By the U.S.
What is the U.S. trying to do? What is that scratching?
That's your dog.
That's the dog, isn't it? Bambi. Deport her outside.
Hey,
For at least a little bit. It's cold as hell outside, so that's why we're trying to be nice.
yeah.
But we're supposed to work as a team, dog.
Well, I was testing this the other day, and they were in the garage. You heard every impact go off.
Oh, when they were working in the
Yeah,
garage?
dude.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I was
for
like,
sure.
I'm like trying to test the mics, and I'm like, what the hell is that? I take my headset off, and it's like, oh, it's them. So now we get scratching. I mean, whatever.
But
It
yeah,
is what it
dude,
is.
gold. Gold's the way. Gold's the way to go right now. If you hold some physical gold, you're in good shoes. You made some money for sure.
That wasn't me.
Especially if maybe not you, maybe a little bit of me. But over the last year, it's basically moved up $1,000 per ounce, which is a lot for gold.
Just wait
Gold does not move that much.
Just wait till the U.S. finds out that one of the planets has gold on it, and we're gonna liberate it.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna liberate it. Yeah, we're gonna bring it into our orbit.
So Elon Musk is working on now.
So they just announced that China just found like a huge gold deposits in China. So I don't know, one of the provinces. It was literally announced like 2 days ago. Like I don't know what the number was, but like $50 or $80 billion worth of gold.
The fact that they're still finding it is crazy.
I mean, they're gonna keep finding it. There's gold everywhere, dude. It's just in the earth somewhere. So you just gotta, if you have
true.
if you have the right equipment, you can find it. I mean, dude, guys go in the river sometimes and they do the slouch or the slushing or whatever you want to call it.
Slushing, panning,
but then you gotta send it to the sluice.
The what?
You never watch Gold Rush?
No,
There's a sluice
just like
where
bits
they
and
send
pieces.
the water down and then it goes into like this little, like it's like a grooved.
It's like a giant version of panning.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah, well, sure, but in a sluice box, it's called a sluice box, and
Sounds made up.
it's not made up. That's the actual term for it. But yeah, dude, you can find gold almost anywhere. Realistically, it's in it's in all. It's not all the rivers, but it's in rivers. If you're actually looking for it, you probably find you'll pan a little bit of gold. I mean, it's just in the earth. I mean, it's an element. It's everywhere.
Yep.
And we use it for storage of wealth and for aux cables and all kinds of crap.
I mean,
speaker wires and.
The silver doesn't have that same effect because it's too.
As in terms of value of it,
Value, I feel like it's gone up too. No,
it's gone up in value, but there's a lot more silver. Than
yeah,
there's gold.
right. Okay, that's what I figured.
Like there's a lot more. You can process and you can probably get silver faster because there's more deposits of it.
Yeah.
Gold is more a rare deposit. It's not really much more of a rare deposit. Maybe just hard to get. It depends on the situation, I guess you could say. You just gotta find it. You know what I mean? If you find it, if China found freaking $80-something billion worth of gold just chilling in the province somewhere, now that you're gonna go pull it out,
Be rich.
It is what it is. Gold is technically the standard for most for all countries technically. Gold's always been around for thousands of years, but we got a new gold. It's called Bitcoin.
We're not getting back to Bitcoin.
Digital gold.
We've already
I just had this conversation yesterday with somebody. Digital gold is the way to go.
We've already had this conversation.
We're gonna keep coming back to it, dude. We're gonna keep going back
Yeah,
to
I
it. You'll see.
understand.
I'm telling you. Wait until the U.S. announces the Bitcoin strategic reserve, bro. We're good. Then we'll really be set. Then it's gonna get interesting because then you're gonna see either one or two things is gonna happen. The rest of the world's gonna be like, damn, we gotta get on and get our own reserve and buy Bitcoin, or B, the U.S. is dumb as hell and they just spend their money on made up money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like, okay, but what happens when like all these countries decide to buy up like a majority of Bitcoin?
You can't really buy up a majority. You buy up what's available.
Right.
And
But what happens if it gets to the point where they end up buying up like over a majority of Bitcoin, and then now and they're not selling it because they're holding in reserve, and now
are you
it's
saying
like-
this like are you saying what would happen to the price, or are you saying
the price would go up? I already know
Or
that.
are you saying how if they were to acquire, let's say 51%, which would mean they would hold the
Majority.
Majority. It's not possible. Since you get your new handy dandy setup over here, you can look up who owns the most. I mean, who owns Bitcoin overall? Like what group owns Bitcoin? You'll find out that I want to say 90% of Bitcoin is owned by individuals. What is the breakdown? What group owns the most Bitcoin? Excuse me. U.S. spot ETFs. There should be something a little bit better than this. Maybe go to images. Maybe there should be a graph.
This is what we're trusting. This right here.
See, I think this is I think part of it.
How do I view this?
No, I don't think this is corporate holders, MicroStrategy. They would hold the most in terms of no Bitcoin distribution. Go back down, scroll down. There you go. I think it's right there. That would even work.
This one?
No one that you just had.
Oh. It's the fact that I can't just make the picture bigger.
Yeah. You see? So you can see
miners is 3.4.
lost. You can see right there.
Individuals 57%.
57% is
yeah,
owned
but
by
that can change because individuals can sell.
100%. But at the same time, it's like, well, that's the thing. How many individuals are going to sell?
Yeah.
You know, if they are all the same way and think the same way, like this is going to $1 million, and when it gets to $1 million, then I'll sell some, but I won't sell all of it. Sure, they'll sell some,
right?
But not 57% of it. You know, and then there's still how much to be mined? 6.6% is left to be mined. So at the end of the day, that 6.6 can be mined by either miners, which who's the other big group? So lost BTC by estimation, 3.7 million BTC or 17, almost 18% is lost. As in, you had it,
and you lost your hard drive,
lost your hard drive, lost your computer, lost your keys. The biggest thing about owning Bitcoin or owning any kind of crypto is keys to your wallet. If you don't have it, you lose it. That's it. You're gone. You'll never get it back. It's over. You could have $10 million in there, and you will not be able to access it without your keys. We're gonna do an episode one day where I can show people how to do it. All right, go back to. Oh, you were back into regular. All right, cool. So I'm not even paying attention right now.
Yeah, now people can see both of us, not just the side of my face.
This was kind of a late cast today because we're dipping out tomorrow.
I mean, nobody knows what time we record anyway.
That's true.
It's not coming out till Friday.
That's in like what, 10 minutes?
Yeah, true. But you know, maybe Saturday. Maybe I'll make it a Saturday post.
But yeah, dude, gold, digital gold, Bitcoin.
Stop. All right.
And then eggs. If you got eggs,
Right,
you're rich.
That's what I was gonna bring it to
you're
next.
rich. If you got eggs, I got a nice little stack of eggs. I got my own chickens, so we're just laying gold every day.
I just seen a funny meme. It was like, hey, is scrambled eggs just fried chicken?
That makes no sense.
What do you mean? You put on a frying pan.
Scrambled eggs?
It's just fried chicken.
I mean, I guess. Sure. So stupid.
Hey
Man, and I love the
man.
internet, but sometimes the internet's so stupid.
I laugh at the stupidity.
Man, I'm just looking at this graph right now. It's
All right, we're gonna change.
3.9% is owned by ETFs, huh?
All right,
They're
we're gonna
freaking
change.
buying. They're the buyers over there,
We're gonna
dude.
change this.
Yeah. Eggs. Get your own chickens. Have your own eggs, dude.
How many chickens you got?
40.
How
40
much?
chickens.
How much chickens? How much eggs do you get per day?
Right now in the cold season, probably like 15 a day.
What about in the summer? Warmer.
Probably 2 dozen a day for sure, if not more.
Yeah, I remember when I was housing for you. I was like, I'd go outside. I'm like, I can't even carry all these. At
Yeah,
once.
because when the weather's warm, they lay chickens. They
Fried chickens.
oh damn. When it's warm outside, they obviously will lay more eggs because they don't have to use the energy to keep themselves warm. In the spring, in the sun, in the winter, they use the energy basically to keep themselves warm.
So how's it?
Unless you give them like spicy like spice like paprika inside their water, bro, they get hot. They start laying eggs.
Really?
Yeah, there's a trick, but it's a trick that
Is it good for them though?
I don't know. How would you feel about having your mouth burning? Dude?
I mean, they have beaks though.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what chickens taste, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. But yeah, I mean, that's a trick that if you want better egg production in the winter, you just give them some paprika or some spice inside their water. But I don't know if that doesn't stress them.
It's also not advice for taking care of your chickens.
I mean, it is advice. It's not for me.
Just use it at your own risk.
Yeah, exactly. This is advice I received from somebody else.
Your egg yolk might be a little bit more red than it's gonna be yellow.
It's gonna be a spicy egg when it's laid. Yeah, but yeah, you can do that. But I mean, I don't know if that, like I said, I don't know if that really stresses the chicken a little bit more or not. It could possibly if you think about it. They're hot, so they're gonna be like, dude.
Do you still have all the roosters too?
I have 3 roosters. Technically 2.5. The 1/3 rooster is kind of like a third of a rooster now. He's old. He's just by himself, wanders.
We're gonna have
No, we're not gonna do that. We got rid of those roosters.
I'm just gonna ask: Are we gonna have a repeat of the incident?
No,
last?
we're not gonna have that. That's terrible.
We're gonna do it the old-fashioned way.
That's it. Old fashioned way.
We
Just keep it at that.
we we gotta tell the
No,
story.
then we're gonna go to jail, bro.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's just say our chicken cleanup took a turn for the worse.
Yeah. It's a great, terrible time. Lesson learned. On to the next ones. Every year will be something different approach.
Yeah.
Different approach.
Sharper blade next time.
No, sure. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, gold,
Yeah.
Bitcoin, eggs. Let's go. That's the way to go. You want to be rich? You better get some chickens. I mean, dude, I was seeing that.
I just thought, well, a lot of people would like to have chickens, but you can't.
It's actually easy to raise chickens.
Yeah, but some people.
It just
depends on the town.
depends on where you live.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter on town or not town. It just depends on where you live.
But
If you
some
have-
towns don't allow it.
Yeah, but that's usually when there's you have a yard that's the size of your garage. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, if it was your garage, it's a big garage. It's a big yard.
I mean, yeah, but I mean not my garage, just a regular standard ass 20 by 30 garage or 20 by 20. Man, this beer's just taking me out right now. I'm sorry. This is very, very inappropriate. But yeah, if you have a small yard, the city or wherever you live probably won't let you do it unless you live in the middle of nowhere, which then you can do whatever you want. But those people don't usually have small yards. And
True.
And then secondly, the chickens, if you have them and you have a small yard, they're gonna tear it up. They'll eat the grass.
yeah.
They'll dig up holes and crap like that. So they will not. They will not take care of your grass. They will destroy it. So, but if you want to do it, it's not that bad to do. You can always have a chicken coop where they're just locked up. Like my chicken's free range. They go outside. They walk around their entire area that they're in. They got a pretty big area to walk around in. They go, right in the back of the sheep that we have, because I have 2 sheep, and they usually just pick up. They'll find food all over the place. When the spring comes, then there's fruit on the trees. Then when the fruit falls, they'll just eat it. So
Yeah. I mean, that and you have 4 siblings and parents that bring you.
leftovers, they'll eat all leftovers.
All the
I have,
leftovers.
I feed them
I brought
chicken feed.
I brought you
I
stuff. So don't
seen you
forget
left it
that.
inside. That's for the outside. You give them chicken feed. You have also like store feed you can buy. I bought feed from a farmer local that's just like crushed corn and oats and crap like that. So they'll eat that stuff. That's like a filler almost. You can say you don't want to give them too much because that's a filler.
Yeah, I feel like I
When
feel
they're
like,
out there out in the field and they're eating by themselves,
yeah,
like they're picking their own, whatever they're eating, that's actually way better.
yeah. I feel like they're pretty low maintenance
They are
too.
low maintenance.
Until you got, until you have to like
Clean out the coop or kill them.
or kill them. Yeah.
I mean, you could give them away. You could kill them. I mean, you can donate them. You can donate them actually.
Where?
Um,
Around here there's probably a place.
around
right?
here, no, but there's a place in Chinatown that you can donate the chicken. I swear to God, $5 a chicken, dude.
No way.
Yeah, $5 a chicken they'll pay you.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Don't ma-
Chinatown? You know what they're doing with it, right?
You think they're
You're
eating
gonna
them?
eat it.
I mean, maybe, probably.
They
There's
could at
possible.
least get you a meal voucher.
I mean, whatever, dude. Listen, I don't know if that was Chinatown exactly. All right, it was in the city. All right, I'll just leave it at that.
You
But
use them for cockfights.
I didn't give them roosters, so I don't think they're going to be doing anything like that sort. But yeah, dude, there was a place they pay you $5 a chicken.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so you can just get rid of your older chickens. I mean, older chicken, you can eat it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just going to be much harder meat. Like it ain't gonna be like soft and chewy. It's gonna be more like it's not gonna be soft and like falls apart in your mouth. It's gonna be more like chewy,
That'd be more for like a broth then or something. Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
But also
Dog food.
dog. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like
I mean-
you're not gonna take the chicken and throw it in the
That
garbage.
dog's gonna be eating good.
Hell yeah, he's gonna be eating good.
I already brought you a bag of chicken today.
My dog's gonna eat it for sure. But they're low maintenance overall. Pretty good to have because you can eat chickens. You have your fresh eggs every day. They kind of keep insects away and shit like that. So they're pretty good. So
Now you got cats for that.
I got cats for the other not insects, rodents.
Yeah.
Because then they like to come around when the chickens are around. And then you have to clean out the coop once in a while. I do it every couple of months. You don't have to do it all the time. But then I use that chicken poop or whatever you want to call it, all that manure, and I spread it on my I fertilize my garden,
Yeah.
and then my garden glows. Man, when I fertilize it, and then the season after, I usually fertilize in the fall. I'll leave it for the winter,
Yep,
and then in the
yep.
spring I mulch it, I take not mulch it,
Can't
but huh?
Yeah, not mulch.
I take the machine I have, the tiller.
A tiller. Yeah.
I till the whole plot, and then I plant my vegetables and some fruits and stuff like that. And dude, it grows.
And potatoes.
Potatoes, love potatoes. So that's a whole like a little ecosystem that's set up.
What about the sheep?
See, I told you we're gonna be talking about farming.
Yeah,
One
I
time
know,
or another.
I know.
See? I told you.
Nah, the second we talk, you brought up eggs. I'm like,
They're made of gold,
we're
bro.
gonna we're gonna talk about it. So
And farm fresh eggs, like eggs from like the chicken that you have, bro, are completely
Yup.
different. Like your Costco eggs that you get are from Jewel, whatever. The white eggs from Jewel. Man, I don't even know if those are real eggs anymore. I don't know what they are, but like farm fresh, cage free
yeah,
eggs. Man, they taste so good. It's like they're like a much darker yolk, especially when they're like fresh. But it's nothing compared to. You can eat that egg raw, and it tastes good. So,
yeah. My manager, the one that got like 3 dozen.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, my son won't eat regular eggs anymore from the store. He's like, he wants farm fresh eggs
Especially
now.
if somebody who likes eggs, like to eat eggs,
Yeah,
and they kind of pay attention to what kind of eggs they're eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It'll skew you basically to.
you just know there's a whole Reddit community about eggs.
I'm sure there is. I mean, chickens for sure.
Chickens, yeah, obvious, that's a given. But just like quality of eggs.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure there is.
They definitely have a way of testing.
But
good
yeah,
an egg is.
but having your own chickens and just you get rid of your scraps, so you don't feel bad about throwing out food. If you're one of those people like me, I don't
Yeah.
like to throw out food, so I feed my animals, my dog, my cats, my chickens, my sheep, my honeybees if they're hungry, but they don't usually eat scraps. I have enough land here that I can have more stuff. I want to get a pig. That's.
Are you trying to have like a Poland pig or like an American pig?
What the hell is the difference?
The size,
Oh man, I don't know. Whatever.
like
I'm just gonna feed
like
it so I can
like
eat
like
it.
in Europe, those boys big compared to here.
No,
Yeah,
you can do the same thing here with these pigs.
sure,
You
but
gotta feed them.
yeah, but like nobody ever wants to like. I feel like here, nobody wants to like process the pig. You know, as
You
much.
don't know the right people.
Well, sure, sure, but like in Poland, mom would do it.
Yeah, but that was a
You
different
know?
time, bro. Those times. You think she'd do it right now?
Yeah,
Hell no.
yeah.
She would not. No, she wouldn't. She wouldn't. Because I would say that I would do it back in the day myself because I was there and I did it. Today I wouldn't do it. Hell no. It's just not. It's just not. It's not in my nature anymore.
What about a
That's it.
deer?
Nope. I'm sorry. I don't.
I'll
I can raise the animal. I ain't killing that
I'll,
thing.
I'll,
I'll kill it, but that's about it.
I'll still never forget when Dad walked into, or I walked into the garage.
There was a deer head in the fridge.
No, that one was expected. I walk in, and Dad's in the garage,
Inside the deer.
and he's mid skin of the deer, and it's hanging by like where the rollers go in the garage door. He hung it up upside down, and he's mid skin. And I've never seen him smile that hard as when he did when he turned around. He's like, "Look what I got."
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's there's people out there who hunt who love it. You know, they'll hunt. They don't hunt for the sport. They hunt for the sport is one thing, but then eating the food that you hunt,
Yeah.
dude, it's a different feeling. Like you don't go to the store and
It's more natural. It's better.
I want beef. Where is it made? In the back of the store. Okay. All right.
You see that guy with
Sure.
you see that guy with the bandsaw just
I
cutting
mean, I
into
worked
it.
that kind of job, so I know all about it. I mean, I worked. It's called fresh meat. That's what I swear to God.
Yeah,
The department was called fresh meat, and they would you would have legs come in, and you just chop them up on the bandsaw, dude, and then process the meat. I mean, that's what it is. But where does that meat come from? I'm telling you, it's not just doesn't grow in the back of the store. That's for sure. So, but yeah, killing your own animal, like hunting an animal, killing it, and then eating it is a completely different thing than buying it from a store. I mean, it's just a different it's just a different approach to it, and that's all. That's natural. I mean, listen, we as human beings were hunters and gatherers for a very long time. That's how we survived. We ate stuff. We killed things. We ate it. You know, we grew it. I mean, it's it's what it is. That's why we are here today. And then some people nowadays are like, oh, I don't eat meat. I mean, that's your choice.
That's your choice, but it's unhealthy.
I don't think that's healthy.
Yeah.
I don't think we're meant to eat just greed. I mean, just be vegetarians.
Especially like now, if that person has kids, there's a good chance that during a pregnancy it's gonna be hard for you because
Yeah, what are you gonna eat?
what are you gonna eat? But then when the kid's born,
you'll find stuff to eat,
yeah,
right?
sure. But like, okay, when your kid's born, like, are you gonna force them to be vegetarian or vegan right off the bat?
I mean, that's yes and no, right? I mean that's.
But then
you probably will.
But then if you're vegan, can you breastfeed?
I don't know how that works.
I'm genuinely curious.
I mean, why don't you know exactly what vegan means? Vegetarian means you eat only green.
Vegan, yeah, no. Vegetarian means you don't eat animals. Vegan.
Does that include fish?
Vegan depends on your religion. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I eat everything.
Vegan means you can't have any animal products either.
Damn,
So,
it does make sense. But then there's a person an animal.
Right.
That's a good question. That's a good question. You know what? Look this up. I'm curious myself. Is breast milk vegan? This is a very good question.
What is it?
Now we can fact check ourselves live, literally. Can breast milk be vegan?
No.
Is breast milk vegan?
Yeah. Is breast milk
vegan? There it is. Look, it's like
somebody else is
somebody
curious.
was looking about it. 100%. Someone wants to know. Yes, breast milk. That's where we go. What?
What?
Natural product produced by mammals, including humans. It's a plant-based food that does not contain any products.
It's not plant-based.
Such as dairy. What the hell? This definition doesn't make any sense. Plant-based food.
It's not a plant-based food, though.
I mean, if you only eat plants, then it is plant-based, I guess, right?
Oh, it's because it comes from the same species, I guess.
What?
Oh, and is mostly taken from them without their consent.
Okay. Okay. All
Well,
right.
I guess that
All right,
answers
then.
that question.
So when I drank the milk straight from the cow when I was a kid, guess how I was not being a vegan.
I'm totally just gonna clip that beginning of that
What?
and post it. Like, is breastfeeding vegan?
It's a good question. That's a good question.
Somebody's gonna see it and text me, and they're gonna be like,
How the hell did you get there?
"Are you stupid?" They're gonna be like, "What was the train of thought you took to get there?" I thought it was a good
Started with
question.
chickens.
Yeah.
And then we got here.
But anyways, back to my original thing. So
Yeah, we went way off tangent.
if you're gonna are you gonna force your kid to be vegan? But it's like, I feel like you need to eat stuff that isn't vegan for a healthy development of a kid.
I mean, you can supply that with vitamins and minerals and stuff like that.
Sure,
Right?
but it's all artificial.
Yeah, well, not everything.
Well, not everything, but the food is a lot of it. Tofu, Impossible Burgers. I don't think you're gonna fit.
You ever eat one?
I don't want to.
But did you ever eat one?
Nope.
Me
Refuse.
either, so I can't tell you anything about it.
Well, I
heard it tastes
I
good.
know that the people that were making Impossible meat got sued because they were using some kind of algae that was really toxic for your digestive system.
Oh, well, not surprising.
I mean,
why?
it
So
was-
just replace the meat with something more dangerous.
yeah, it was something
Makes a lot of sense.
along those lines. I like don't quote me on it, but it was something along those lines because I remember this girl. She was a food scientist.
Mm-hmm.
She told me about it because she worked at a company that made that.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know nothing about it. I've seen it
I
multiple
mean, me
times, and
neither.
I'm like, I'm not gonna try
I
it.
will never. I refuse.
I'm sorry. I'm not, I like meat. I like anything. I'll eat basically anything, but that's just. I won't eat anything that I know is made in the lab.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our stuff is.
Well,
I mean,
that's not 100% true.
yeah,
A lot of the Cheetos and Doritos and crap like that were made in the lab.
taquitos. Anything ending in a O's.
Preservatives, obviously that's all added.
I don't know.
In the lab.
RFK just got sworn in. You don't know what's gonna happen here.
We'll see. Hopefully, we're gonna get some good out of this whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's gonna. I mean, bro, what's been going on the last 2 weeks has been crazy. So
Yeah, the fact that it's like been less than a month still. No,
yeah,
it's
dude. And they're already like raking in like billions of dollars from being wasted and missing and whatnot, dude. And it's just going. They're talking about peace in Ukraine now today.
Yep.
Some people are saying that Trump is bowing down to Putin, bro. What if you just want to end the war so stop killing each other?
For real.
I mean, Ukraine can listen. We're Polish. We're from right next door from Ukraine. We know what it's about being by Russia.
By Russia.
I mean, literally by Russia, right?
Said by Russian.
Whatever. But we, Poland is now like a major barrier between Russia and Western Europe. And Poland's built up its military and everything to protect itself from Russia. There's no way that Ukraine can fight back Russia by itself is the first thing.
Yep.
The second thing is Ukraine is not part of NATO.
Not officially, yeah. They were
not at all.
They were trying to, and
I understand. They weren't trying to. Our previous administration was trying to put them in.
Yeah.
When we signed agreements in 1991 that NATO won't expand past Germany, and now where we're at, Poland's part of NATO, Latvia, Finland, all those places.
Yep.
And Putin himself said, Ukraine is the red line. If you cross that line, I'm gonna invade and we're gonna fuck shit up.
Yep.
I mean, and that's what happened. And so now you gotta. I feel bad because that's just unnecessary death, unnecessary destruction. It gives Russia the upper hand if the war ends and Ukraine loses the lands they lost to Russia. But there is always a winner and a loser in war. Unfortunately, there is no other way.
Yep.
Even if there's a ceasefire, somebody lost soldiers, maybe on both sides.
I mean, for sure on both sides, right?
So at the end of the day, a ceasefire is still a loss for both parties, you could say.
The
right?
fact they had to get to that point is already like.
I mean, they had a peace agreement already in place.
Sure, but I'm saying
a year
like
later, after the before, I think I don't remember exactly when it was, but the war started on 22. Right? Was it 22? February 20 of 2022? I want to say that's what it was. Or was it 21?
No, it couldn't be 21. 4 years already? No.
It's been dragging out for a while. It was 22, I think.
Yeah.
Regardless, I think within that year they had already peace agreements on the table, and then Boris Johnson from Great Britain flew over to Ukraine and basically told them to rip that shit up and we're gonna support you and fight Russia all the way, which was a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
which was a mistake because I think Putin and Ukraine would have probably came to some kind of an agreement, maybe without losing too much land. The eastern side of Ukraine, like Donbass and the Luhansk and all those areas, those are Russians, man. They're literally Russians. They just got annexed into Ukraine, and they broke off, and ever since then it's just been a shit show over there. So
Other half used to be Poland.
I mean, back in the day, yeah, you know. Dude, it depends on how far you look back in
Yeah,
history, because then people
true.
are like, "Oh, that's bullshit. That's bullshit because that 200 years ago that wasn't happening, but then 500 years ago, yeah, Poland was big enough to join. Was big enough for between the Baltic Sea and the Black Sea. So I mean,
Yeah.
realistically, you had the Commonwealth, Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, and they controlled a ton of land, and they controlled it for quite some time. So Ukraine was born out of that, but you know, Lviv, which is the western part of Ukraine, has been Polish for thousands, or not thousands, but hundreds of years.
Yep.
So that's part of the territory we lost. But it was part of the agreement during World War II, which we got shafted on. But it is what it is. I mean, I'm not gonna tell Poland, "Oh, get your ass in right now and take it." You know what I mean? It's not. We're supposed to be good neighbors, but if you then also you could be like Trump and be like, "Listen, if you're taking advantage of me, we're gonna talk differently." You know what I mean?
You see those videos of Poland's border?
Oh, with the fences when they're literally shooting the people behind the border.
Well, they're not. Yeah, that. Well, at first they just have a whole bunch of fire trucks set up, and they're just
Spray.
blasting.
Oh, that's like 2 years ago.
They're just
That was
blasting
from like 3
water.
years ago. I seen that one.
It's
Yeah.
it's fun to watch though. I'd love to have that job.
Shooting people with water. But yeah, dude, that's just hopefully they figure out a way to make peace. Someone's gonna be a winner. Someone's gonna be the loser.
It's always gonna be the.
That's just the way it is.
Yep.
There's nothing else you can say about that. But we'll see what happens with that. There needs to be peace in the world, so it's better to take a couple losses. You can't say that.
Yeah,
either.
right,
It's like,
right.
It's not better
Well,
to
I
take
mean,
a couple
at
losses, but
this-
it's like at this point, it's like, do you?
Yeah, at this point now, it's better to.
Like Trump straight up said, like this needs to the killing needs to end.
I mean,
And realistically, you're not part of NATO, and you probably never will be part of NATO because we also not gonna push all the way to the Russian border and be like, yeah, we're right here. We're just gonna put nukes in Ukraine. You know what I mean? Like, dude,
Yeah.
what the hell, So that's geopolitics, dude. We can talk about that all day, but that's just not. Let's talk about golden eggs, dude, and how much the money they cost. Did you see that their eggs? So Polly was telling me that eggs, I think, were like $15 a jewel, dude.
What?
Yeah, by us over there, by the shop. Over
No
there.
way.
Yeah. And I was like, what the hell, dude? I'm like, damn, I've been underselling it myself, dude.
Yeah.
Heavy. I've been selling for like $6.
I'd like to lock in my price. of
Yeah.
eggs.
I'm fucking locking a lot of other stuff. But eggs are expensive. I mean, inflation is actually moving up. We just got numbers back from the CPI, the PPI, and all that stuff. All of it went up, which means inflation is going back up. Based on the previous administration still. Now everybody's over here already trying to say, look at that.
See that
sucker,
fucker?
bro. Man, bro. Distracted me. Dog, get him. Previous administration is still, these are still numbers rolling over from November, December, January, right? And man, he's gonna start chewing the wires.
Dude, he better not start chewing the wires, bro.
We gotta set some traps, huh?
If he does,
I feel I give homes to everybody,
including mice.
Yeah, so I'm a guy who let you live here.
I'll
You
never,
start chewing my stuff here. That's it. It's over.
I'll never forget when I was like on my computer downstairs, and I'm just chilling, and something just runs by my foot.
So in the house.
It was in the house.
See, they're everywhere, dude.
It was when it gets real cold out. They come in, man.
They'll come in anywhere, everywhere.
Yeah, you
Don't
could.
be scared, dude. It's gonna come up your leg.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. After that time that it scurried by my leg, and like I felt it, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And then one time I was chilling, and we have drop ceiling in the basement, and I was walking where how we have like the plastics that cover the lights.
And it was walking.
It was walking right there. I'm like, what
Interesting.
the hell?
Yeah, bro. Don't be scared, man. It's not gonna get you.
You know what it is? It's I have all these wires back here, and they keep rubbing up against my foot.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, so the inflation's going back up. It's not looking too great. I mean, people are getting scared with the tariffs and everything that Trump's threatening and everything. I'm all for it. Do it, because we've been taken advantage of for way too long as the United States of America, dude. And it's time to get are things figured out, man.
Yeah,
Like
you
make
also-
fake trade deals. You know, make. I mean, they're talking about getting rid of the income tax if they replace it with tariffs.
I'm all for
Everything
that.
will make it. You know what that means. That would mean that everything else would get more expensive, right?
Sure.
But what if you're saving more money on income tax than you're spending on
Yeah.
buying your goods,
Yeah.
or you become more conscious of what you're buying, or you're growing your own shit? Then you don't have to spend money
I
on.
mean,
You know,
cheese will go up.
I mean,
Not by much, but
I mean, I'll be selling eggs for fucking $10 a carton.
tax included.
Yeah, dude. That. But I mean, it would be hard for in the beginning. It would be pain in the beginning, but long
Well,
term,
I
I
mean-
think it would make sense.
I mean, because of the old policy or the old administration, I mean, it's still gonna get a little bit worse before it starts to get better.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
You know, that's just how it works. That's how any
so
administration
much money
change-
was wasted and
Yeah.
like blown away and like stolen. Then it's
Yeah, any administration change, it's always the case. It like you won't see it for months before any kind of.
But they're already saying like this is
affected.
Trump's fault. The Trump
Of
was
course, they're gonna say that.
Trump was already promising that when he gets in, the prices of the groceries gonna go down. Dude, that I mean, yes, he said that 100%. He didn't give a timeline when he gets in. What does that mean? Today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year,
In
right?
3 years.
And it's gonna take a long time to
Yeah.
get that figured out. It doesn't just happen overnight. You know, what if the ship gets stuck in the Suez Canal again, bro?
The what?
The ship, like a container ship.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Remember how much problems that caused? Yeah, dude. Like something stupid like that. Like, dude, man, I don't know what these guys were doing when they ran that ship aground. Like, dude, what are you guys doing, bro? You sleeping?
And you got, dude. You know what's crazy? All these planes.
I mean, so I mean, I want to fly in Canada, bro. We're fucking driving.
We're
there.
driving to Canada, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I think that's why our sister doesn't want to go on a flight.
Well, yeah,
I don't know the full reason, but I mean, right now it's like really weird to fly. It just feels weird, you know.
I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but
Also, I'm not paying almost $1,000 for an hour and a half flight.
yeah, well, whatever. It is what it is. It's already been set. But that's another interesting phenomenon that's been happening over the last couple of weeks.
Phenomena. Yeah. Yeah.
But golden eggs, bro. That's what it is, dude. That's what it is.
Okay, all right, dude.
Raise your own chickens. You'll be all right. You'll never go hungry, for sure.
I'm not talking about the hunger part. I'm talking about the people dying part.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah, unfortunately, sad.
There's
for sure.
another video. It's like
Was there a plane crash today in the morning?
or like last night. or
Not plane
something?
crash. Not plane crash.
No.
Aircraft. Aircraft. It's the same thing. A military craft.
Oh, yeah?
Some kind of fighter jet, or I don't know if it was a train or whatever. Just literally just shot straight into the ocean. Somewhere, I think, San Diego.
I wonder if the guy ejected.
Yeah, he did.
He did?
eject it, yeah. But the plane looked like it was just flying straight into the ocean, bro. Yeah, I don't know what it was.
I mean, it's probably one of those things you lose control or whatever, or
I mean, that happens.
training goes
Well,
wrong, whatever.
It happens. Doesn't happen, but it happens. I mean, 100% it happens. But
I wonder if they auto eject now, or if
No.
it's still pull handle.
I'm 99% sure you pull handles. Or you press buttons.
Yeah.
Don't press the wrong button because you can go flying. You know?
They make it a big red button too.
Do not press this button.
That's like
Ejectocito, bro.
ejectocito, cuz.
Yeah, dude.
That would be, to me, that'd be like, hey, don't touch that, it's hot. What you gotta do? You gotta touch it, make sure it's
Yeah,
hot.
yeah. And you press it, and then you're real hot. Yeah, it's gonna be real hot then. It'll be real hot when you're gonna be telling your story of what happened. I was trying to not touch the button, but I touched the button,
It's
and
so big.
oh, you just blew up. You just wasted a $80 million aircraft. Oh, put it on my tab.
Not my first.
Yeah, fired, literally on the spot.
I would rather have a pull tab than a button.
I don't really care.
Pull tab is there's not as many failure points. What if you got a mouse?
mean,
What if you got a mouse in your plane?
Was he pressing buttons?
Well, chew the wire.
I mean, yeah, but there you have to choose the right wire for sure. You probably shouldn't have mice on your
He's
plane.
over here sweating over the wire.
Blue or red? Blue or red? Are we gonna blow this guy up and die with him, or are we gonna just choose something else up and just gonna cause a system error? Do I want to die today? Nope. We'll chew the blue wire. Chew the blue wire. But yeah, dude. So it's interesting stuff's going on happening right now. It's cold as f outside right now.
It's cold in here, dude.
No, it's not. It's nice in here. It's nice in here.
You get the Red Bull ready? You ready for
I think the season starts next week.
No.
Or maybe like training or whatever.
No, the cars are starting to get announced.
Oh,
Yeah.
Man, I literally saw how much I follow it. Yeah.
I mean, I watch them all, but I never watch the news on it. Sometimes, like if it pops up and like, because I have the app, and like sometimes it'll pop up a news story. I'll read it, but other than that, I'm not. Like
I just downloaded the app on a new phone because I don't have the phone.
Yeah.
I actually returned my other phone today, back to Verizon for credit.
Oh,
First they told me
I didn't take mine back.
They told you didn't,
but I didn't get it for free.
I mean, I didn't get it for me either.
I got it for
extra.
I paid it. I got a half off.
Oh, I paid $200.
Nah, I got a half off.
But I got $1,000
You're
credit.
still going, dude. Don't you know you're supposed to put your traps along the wall?
I don't think there's any traps out in here. All right, let's not talk about the mice. All right, they live here. All right, they clean up.
They're here. Right? They stay in.
They clean up until I clean them up. You know, it's just the way that works. But yeah, dude, I got $1,000 credit for the phone.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, you can bring in any phone. So I just brought in a phone by HTC from like 2015.
Yeah.
And I brought it in, and they're like, yeah, we can't take this phone. I'm like, what the hell do you mean you can't take this phone? She's like, oh, well, you need to bring it. Did you do an upgrade or new line?
Upgrade.
And she's like, you got to bring the old phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, bro, that's not what I was told when I was doing this. Son of a bitch.
Because they just assumed you're going to bring your phone.
Why? My phone was crushed, and I thought it was not going to be a survivor. That's why I got a new phone. Only for it to survive.
Dude,
I still continue to work.
You know what's crazy is I went there 2 days later, and I didn't get that same deal. I was pissed.
I wonder why.
And we got the same phone. Pretty sure you just have the Max.
I don't know. I went Apple this time. I think I made a mistake.
Whoa.
I think I made a mistake.
Nope.
Should have just stuck to Android.
I will never buy an Apple product aside from an iPhone. Like I won't get a Mac. iPads. I mean, iPads are the same as iPhone, but I don't really do tablets. But I won't get a Mac. I won't get a MacBook. But an iPhone, I like the simplicity of it. It's real easy to use.
See, it's too simple.
Yeah, sure. I mean, they add
And also sometimes confusing.
Why? Oh, because you don't know how to go between screens?
Okay, listen, bro, all right? When you're on your Android for the last, I don't know how many X years, 2 decades almost.
You have that 3-line button to switch
between. And we're over here
apps.
like, what the hell is this, dude? I'm pressing these buttons. This thing's like, I don't know what it's doing half the time. Whatever, dude.
Hey,
it works. It'll work for now.
Sign of the times you're getting old.
No. Yeah, sure. I feel fine. Except for my kidney stones. But I think otherwise we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But I mean, it's like, what are you gonna do? This is why we're drinking beer, dude. This is why we're waiting for Stella, dude. Stella, come on. Sponsor us. We'll drink it. I have to drink it.
Let's just make a commercial.
How can we make a commercial?
And be like, just make a commercial for Stella, and then just send it to him. Be like, you can have this if you sponsor the podcast.
They're gonna sue us, dude, for infringement. I don't know how that works. It's like when you're asking me about the trademarks, I have no idea, bro. We were supposed to have a guest today, but we had to change the plans, so
we had a significant change in plans.
Yeah, very. Yes.
So much we have to leave the country.
100%.
Temporarily.
Doesn't have to do anything with drugs.
Yeah.
Nope.
And we're also going to be back in 3 days.
Yeah. So this was not supposed to happen, but it kind of happened. It is what it is. But yeah, dude, it is definitely cold outside. I don't know if the truck's going to make it all the way over there. Good thing we got new tires.
Did you take the dog food out of the bag?
Yes, I did. So we're good. We're ready to go. We got our shit loaded, and we're ready to go.
We're taking Detroit.
To Detroit we go. And along the way, we'll get some Detroit-style pizza. Oh, yeah.
I just got me some cookies for Valentine's Day. So I got a few of those ready to go in the truck.
Oh, yeah?
We got red velvet.
Nice.
We got raspberry vanilla or whatever, like the popular like.
Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah,
we're gonna have diabetes by the
100%. We're gonna be real healthy. Yeah, we'll be real healthy driving there. Yeah, real healthy.
We're gonna step out. We're gonna have an extra layer of fat. That's not as cold as we thought.
Nope, no sir. We're gonna come back with Canada the Goose jacket. Filled with a bunch of the
They
geese
probably don't
feathers.
even sell Canada Goose in Canada.
Probably not. Because I don't want to say what they are, bro. It is what it is. They're gonna be like, oh, PETA. Can't use the feathers. Can't use the feathers.
In the words of my coworker, not mine. He's like, geese. The Canada geese are just rats with wings.
I've heard that expression before.
Yeah,
I've heard, actually, we're watching today a bunch of these geese flying by. I think they're going back. I don't know where they were going. They looked like they were confused on where they were going because they're kind of flying one direction. Then I don't know. It was windy, so they were like flying a different direction. Then they were flying the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Like, where are you guys going?
To be fair, that be me with Chicago weather though.
Yeah, dude.
You don't know what.
I thought they were coming down from Canada, but I'm like, that wouldn't make any sense. Why would they be coming down?
There was just a snowstorm there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was, but wouldn't they leave Canada like months before the winter came?
Yeah.
Unless the seasons are delayed. Have you noticed that the seasons are delayed?
They're like changing. It's like
They're not changing. They're just delayed.
They're getting pushed back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
delayed.
Yeah, same thing. Man.
I feel like now December is more like a late fall. Yeah, like a late fall, like early winter, but not because winter usually starts in when first day of winter is I think what December, isn't it?
No, I think it's November.
I don't think so. I think it's December, but it feels like it just gets pushed back and further back because now it seems like we get the heaviest snow in like freaking February. Years ago, when was the last time we had a snowy Christmas?
Yeah, a few years ago. December.
Yeah, December 21st is when the winter starts till March 20th. So that seems about right. But then we had snow in May like 2 years ago. It was literally on my birthday, and then we had snow. Yeah, and I was like, what the hell,
my birthday
bro?
last year, it was snow. We had snow for my birthday.
So that's what I'm saying. It seems like it's just kind of moving. You know, the North Pole, not the North Pole, but the magnetic poles are shifting. They're moving every year by like 2 inches. Yeah, dude. So I don't know how real this is or how much this is true, but supposedly they found a very old tree. Damn, where was it? It was a big ass tree. It was a dead ass tree. All right, but supposedly just recently they found a tree that proved, according to its bark, that there was not a polar, but a magnetic sphere shift. So the North Pole was South Pole and South Pole was North Pole.
What happened one day they switched? I think everything would go wrong.
Hell yeah, everything would go wrong, dude. There would be a lot of, and it doesn't just happen instantly.
Of course, that would be a gradual.
You know what I mean? It would be gradual.
What if one day it just shifted?
Bro, it'd be fucked up. Is what it would be. Things would be so messed up because
nothing would work anymore.
I mean,
I
don't know if nothing would work.
Some things would work, but like, I feel like a lot, like electronics would be screwed.
I don't know what it would be. I don't know what would happen. I know it would mess with like it would mess with everything because it would mess with like plants. It would mess with everything.
Navigation.
Well, navigate. We're talking about the first world problems.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like like the actual things like the.
I mean, I'm pretty sure maybe some animals would react.
Animals would be confused for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, plants would be growing. Would either grow or would grow differently or something. Something would be different.
They
for
would
sure.
grow downwards.
No, stupid, bro. But so they supposedly found a tree that had proof in it that showed that there was a pole shift, a swap, or whatever you want to call it, right?
It wouldn't be a swap.
It would be swap.
A shift.
Well, a shift it's moving, right?
A swap would be North Pole and
That happened.
That North Pole and
yes,
or sorry. Yeah,
the North and South Pole swapped. Yeah.
Completely?
Yeah. See, I don't know. Well, that's just normal. That's just natural for it to happen. I mean, from the readings I've done recently.
How old this tree? You're talking about like way back.
This tree is big as hell, bro. It's like the size of this garage, bro.
Okay, you're talking about way back in the day.
Yeah.
It shifted at one point in Earth's history. It did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when, I don't know exactly where this tree is. I don't remember. I think it was like Australia. I don't know. Something like that. But yeah, dude, the poles have been shifting like to like a couple of inches a year.
God dang.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy. But I mean, I guess that's how that happens. I don't know. I know it has to do with the mantle inside the Earth. That's all I know. That's that is spinning faster, slower, one direction, another direction, whatever. Did you know that? Did you know that? Do you know what the Three Gorges Dam is? Three Gorges Dam, the largest water hydroelectric plant in the world. It's a dam.
Mm-hmm.
It's built in China
Right.
on the Yangtze River. I don't know how you want to say it, but Yangtze, I think. Whatever.
Yahtzee.
Sure. It's so big. It's the largest dam in the world. It's so big that it slowed down the rotation of the Earth by a couple of milliseconds because there's so much more weight in one area. Isn't that crazy, dude?
Yeah.
But that's been proven. Like, I don't know, it's milliseconds, not a lot, but dude, just making a project like that where it shifted the spin of the Earth, that's wild. Like, that doesn't, you don't just snap your fingers and be like, I'm gonna slow the sucker down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And from what I also read, I read a lot of shit,
Random stuff.
random ass stuff, but that our gravitational field is getting weaker. That's why
I believe.
That's why we're getting like northern lights deeper and deeper into like our hemisphere and stuff
Well,
like that.
Luke, the other.
And because we're getting blasted by the sun.
Yeah. Well,
Like we're in like a very active life cycle right now of the sun.
Luke told me that he saw the northern lights in Arizona.
Wouldn't shock me. They've been popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
Because the sun currently is in there's like every 12 years I think it goes through like a very active season.
Yeah.
Where it's super active, where it throws off a lot of radiation, a lot of gamma rays, X-rays, whatever, and not X-rays but X-rated, because there's like rated flares.
Yeah. Solar flares. Yeah.
Solar flares. They're rated, on a scale, and I think X is like I don't remember the exact scale, whatever it could be, but it's been very active for the last few years. I think the next 3 or 4 years from today, or maybe next 2 or 3 years, is when the solar maximum, I think is what it's called, is when it's the most active.
Sounds sick.
I mean, that's when you get warmer temperatures on the planet.
That's when probably the solar flares are most active too.
Yeah, well, that's when you get hit with the most radiation, right?
Yeah.
That's when you get like a lot of these.
That's when Earth gets hit by one solar flare and all electronics go down.
Yeah, I don't know.
That happened before.
I know it has.
It was like a long. It was a.
It happened in the
while
1800s when they had the first telegraph lines going across the.
No,
ocean.
it happened after that, I think too.
Maybe, but on a large scale, when they had telegraphs in the beginning, it was a solar flare that basically burned all the wire,
Yeah.
and they had to redo it all over again. That's how strong it was. And that was just a telegraph, bro. That wasn't even like That wasn't like highly electrified or anything like that. It was, it was it burnt out everything. But
You still got that? Did you get that EMP cover for your generator?
No, I got the plug-in. the plug that will absorb most EMP blasts. Either from the sun or from the nuke or whatever. Well, see, I don't know how much. See, it hasn't really happened, so I don't know if anybody really actually tested.
Yeah.
Yep. But I guess better safe than sorry.
True.
Might as well try it.
By the way,
My truck's hooked up like that.
What?
My truck.
Yeah, has it?
Yeah. By the batteries. Yeah. It's got like a unit that connects to negative and positive, and basically it's like a surge protector. Yeah.
By the way, the black star at the center of our universe, Sagittarius A star is what it's called. Because I didn't remember last week, so I'm just.
What is it called?
Sagittarius A star.
That's the center
A
of
like Astros.
what
That's
is
the
it?
center of our universe, or not universe, our galaxy.
Milky Way.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's a supermassive black hole.
It's awesome. I'd like to see it one day.
Yeah, we can also
Just not too close because we get sucked in.
that Event Horizon,
I wonder. Obviously, you watched the movie
Interstellar.
Great movie, by the way. Very confusing.
Sick.
If you watch it the first time.
Sick.
The first time I watched it, I was like, man, I have no idea what's going on in this.
That's like Oppenheimer, man.
But the second time I watched it, I was like, man, this makes so much more sense. Especially, well, obviously, the first half of the movie, maybe the 3/4 of the movie, it's pretty easy to understand, right? But then when you get to the time dimensions and shit, and
The
you're
fourth
like,
dimension?
you're like, bro, this guy's sitting behind a bookshelf, dude.
You talk about the fourth dimension?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Time, which would be time.
No, gravity.
Gravity. So then what are the 4 dimensions? Time, space.
It was
Look it up, dude. 4 dimensions of space, or no? Was it the fourth? What are the 4 dimensions? Or what are the 3 dimensions?
3 dimensions.
No,
Height.
no, that's not what we're looking for. 3-dimensional space. This guy, bro. No, what are the?
Well,
what,
no. When they're talking about 3D with 3 dimensions, they are talking about length, width, and
Yeah, but we're just talking about
height.
measurements.
Yeah, but also it's the fact that my hand, I can see it in multiple different ways.
Yeah.
And it's round.
Is it 4D?
No, it's 3D. Right? That's what they were trying to figure out in the whole movie, what the 4th dimension is and how do you
Time.
use it? No, it was gravity.
So then what are the other ones?
That's
It's not.
how
It wasn't length.
bro, I
width by
swear.
height.
I swear.
It's gotta be. What are the space 3 or 4 dimensions? Oh my god.
Oh no, we can consider time as an additional 4th dimension.
So what are the 3? Height, width, and depth. Also, well known for central. Less height, time as an, so it's not gravity. It's time.
No, but in the movie it was gravity.
Interesting.
You know what's crazy is that movie. What were you gonna say about it?
It's a good movie.
No, you were gonna say something else. You were gonna say something about it.
Oh, I don't remember.
No, you know,
All I
like,
know is they were standing behind the bookshelf and he was pushing books.
a lot of it was scientifically correct
Mm-hmm.
of that movie, and like even like scientists were like, yeah, it's pretty accurate. Not all of it, obviously. Like the 4th dimension part, obviously isn't true per
We
se.
don't have the proof of it, right?
Right. But the fact that, like, okay, the light ring around the black hole, you know what it is? It's all the stars behind it. It's bending light around it. So that ring light around.
Yeah. That's sucking in light.
That's everything. That's everything behind it.
What do you mean behind it?
Like all the okay. Let's say you're looking
Are
at
we
a
looking at the black star in front of me, right?
you're looking at a black hole in front of you, right?
Black hole, yeah.
Obviously, the universe keeps going past that black hole. So what you're seeing is the light being absorbed from
because you can have black holes just in the middle of space, right?
Yeah,
And-
they're not at the edge of the universe. Like, there's still stuff past.
And I know
it.
they can come together to create even a bigger black hole,
Correct.
right? Which is kind of crazy if you think about it, because then they don't really have. So how would you know where? So how does the black hole end? In terms of like in that space, you know what I mean? You're in the, let's say you're in the space right now, right? And you see the black hole ahead of you, right? And you see it's right there.
Yep.
Can you go around it and go behind it?
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder what the other side of it looks like.
It's round. Think of it like think of it like you got a marble, right? But the marble is right here, and this whole table is what's called the event horizon.
Yeah.
Right. So the second you're fine over here and you can go around it, but the second you cross this line, you're done.
Yeah, it sucks you in.
It starts sucking you in, and there's no way to get out.
Yeah. That I know that if you get sucked in, you're not getting out.
Yeah.
Unless you have a spaceship that's.
But there's theories also that
that is a wormhole.
Yes, that's one theory. There's a lot of theories regarding wormholes, but there's a theory that let's say our planet's right here, right, and it crosses the event horizon, we wouldn't know.
That makes sense.
And we wouldn't know, but then once it hits the center, everything just ends. You wouldn't know that it's coming. You wouldn't know anything about it. Just time would end for us. It would literally be the end of the timeline.
Interesting. But unless you get popped out on the other side.
I mean, depending on what.
We don't really know, right?
Yep.
Like if you went in on one side, maybe you come out on the other side.
Or in a different universe.
That's what I'm saying. Like it could be a wormhole.
Well, yeah, but wormholes can take you to different parts of the same universe, or maybe a different universe.
Is there a confirmed wormhole?
No, of course not.
So you would have to make one.
It's all theoretical.
Yeah,
no, you might be able to make one, or
you have to create one.
Or depending on the way the universe is built, there is a chance that it's folded over itself and there is a wormhole somewhere.
That makes sense. That would make sense. It's a black hole.
Could be.
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah, 100%.
But the fact that a black hole is a essentially a destroyed star, right?
Dead star. Yeah,
It's weird.
it is weird. How does that happen? It's got to be a big ass star, right? Like our sun when it dies
It's small.
will not create a black hole.
No.
So imagine how big of a star it has to be to create a black hole, because it's basically what it does is it just the gravity of that star
Pulls
what-
everything.
Yeah,
It
pulls
just
everything.
pulls
Yeah,
everything.
it pulls
Yeah.
everything. That's crazy. You know, space is a crazy place.
Yeah, and I remember like I was reading a thing where it's like scientists are trying to create a black hole. I'm like, why would you do that?
I think I've read this.
The second
before.
you create one the size of a marble, we're all done.
Yeah, it'll suck everything in.
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
it'll suck everything in and get twice as big, and then the whole world's gone, and then the sun.
And then everything else around it.
Yeah.
Then a galaxy.
No, then at one point it would probably merge with
Another black hole.
ours,
Hmm.
with our black hole.
So it will get sucked in.
Well, actually, that black hole would get sucked in by the
Yeah.
supermassive one,
Yeah. That's crazy.
and then we'd become a quasar.
It's way past what I know. That's for sure. But yeah, dude, that's adventure. Space is an interesting place. I wonder if Elon Musk can get us to
If
Mars.
it's real.
It could be flat. The Earth could be flat. You never know.
Space could be fake.
Maybe he's 3G. What is it? AI generated photos from the space station.
Yeah.
Nah.
Did you know that if the Earth like disappeared, the like any of the space like the space station, what is it called?
ISS.
Yeah, the ISS would only be around for like maybe 24 more hours.
I mean, yeah, because then it would have no navigation.
Well, it
It'd
would
be out of orbit.
it would lose
everything.
the gravity would be gone.
Yeah, it was just float away. Yeah, along with all the other satellites. Its new home would become the moon.
Well, we're going this way.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna spin around the moon now. You know, I guess we're gonna talk to ourselves. And
I
bounce
wonder
off
if
the
the
moon.
sun would take it over, and it would orbit. No, it's too small. It's too small.
What's too small?
It would probably
The space station?
Yeah.
No, it would find something. Maybe I think the sun would be too big for it too, so it would be too small.
Yeah.
Speaking of it, something smaller would pull it into orbit. The moon will probably pull it into orbit,
I don't think the moon's big enough.
but it's a small ass piece.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's space talk, bro. I like space. I like looking at the stars and shit, but I don't know much else about it.
Neil deGrasse Tyson
That guy's a fool.
had an interview with with Bill Nye.
Oh yeah,
It's pretty crazy.
yeah. I like Bill Nye. He was when we were kids. He was a good
It's
influence.
the best video. That's the best video to watch in science class.
100%. He was good, dude. I like listening to him. He explained things very well. Now it's like the school system now. So, man, bro, what it's become is I don't even know. You know what? They're talking about getting rid of the Department of Education. Get rid of it and bring it back to schools and let the states compete with each other.
Well, you know it's
Dude, I think that makes so much more sense. The states can decide, listen, if you're in a red state, if you're in a blue state, you can run your schools however you want,
yeah.
right? And there's no one's going to come and be like, you can't do it this way. You can't. Then the parents or the students will then choose which schools they want to go to.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to be a full liberal school in
What-
New York City,
You know what's crazy is that education, like formal education, is only like 150 years old, 200 years old tops. So they don't have a grasp on how to teach like kids what
like
you're
formal
supposed
type, yeah, I know what
right.
you mean.
Like they still don't like 200 years may be a long
listen.
time.
Education's been along for a long ass time. It's been around since the Greeks.
Sure, but
It wasn't taught the same
I'm talking
way,
about
right?
formal education, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
They had amphitheaters, and that's where they taught all the crap.
Amphitheaters?
Like where they had one dude down there talking. So what is his name? Who the hell was from
Homer?
Greece? Not Homer.
Pythagoras?
Homer was the guy who wrote the Iliad and Odyssey, right? So he was a philosopher. What was he called? I'm thinking of
I know who you're thinking about. Plato.
Aristotle.
No, Plato. Aristotle was stars.
Aristotle was a Greek philosopher, dude. Aristotle. Yeah. See, look at that, dude. Greek philosopher and polymath, bro. Talk to me about freaking Greek history, bro.
I wasn't wrong about Plato either.
But he was a teacher, right? Oh, Plato was a philosopher too. Were they from the same era?
Classical period.
Doesn't say.
Yeah, who knows?
Well, it looks like no. It
Well,
looks like
384.
influenced by Plato, Socrates, and whatever.
Yeah, 384. This doesn't even have a date. So
Yeah, it does. 428 to 347 BC, before Christ. So then he was
hey, I always have this question.
What?
BC and AD, right?
after death, before Christ.
Right. So what about the years he was alive? He was like what?
That would be BC.
He was like 40.
Wouldn't it?
Before,
No, that's
Christ.
Yeah. But I don't know if this, is that what it actually stands for.
I
before
have
Christ?
no
What I'm looking at
clue.
right now, dude. I'm curious. BC. What does BC stand for? I don't think it's actually before Christ. I know AD. I think stands for after death. BC. What the? No, BC. What? Before Christ is a way of counting years that comes before it's used in the Christian calendar. Okay. BCE. What's BCE? I never knew what BCE is. Before the what? All right, let's see. As people, what? BC and AD.
Yeah, I accept your cookies.
Feed me.
Birth of
BC.
Jesus Christ was 5.
And AD stands for Anno Domino, Latin for in the year of the Lord, while BC stands for before Christ. So BC is before Christ. AD means in the year of the Lord, so that means when he was born.
Okay.
Right? That makes sense, right?
Okay.
C stands for, go back up to, C stands for common or current era. BC stands for before the common or current era. The fuck does that mean? What the hell?
Well, we're in a common era right now.
So what? So when was BCE?
There's before it.
Which was the era? Which was what?
Before 0, before 1.
Interesting. But okay, that makes more. I mean, again, now I understand what that means. I never knew what BCU stood for. Before the common.
Before common era. Yeah.
Before the common era.
But that's why I'm like, man, if it's before Christ, I'm like, what about those 40 years?
That is a good question because I thought about that before myself. But that's what it stands for. AD stands for Anno Domino, Latin for in the year of the Lord. So the year he was born is when it started. AD.
Yeah, makes sense.
So he died in 36 AD.
Yeah,
I think he was 36-year-old when he
Yeah.
got killed, right? Crucified. It's probably something we should know. Honestly.
that's why I'm not commenting on it.
Was he 32 or 36? I think he was 36.
I think he was closer to 40. Yeah.
I think it was 36 when he was crucified. Our Lord Jesus. Yeah, before Christ. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I thought that because AD does make sense after death.
Yeah.
But then you're like, it doesn't make sense. So what the hell are the years before then when he died?
The years between. The years between.
Yeah. The years
Well,
between.
what if something significant aside from, Jesus Christ being alive? Well, what if something significant happened in those years? What year would you stay?
Yeah, BCE. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Anno Domino. But I've actually seen this somewhere before. I just didn't know what it meant. I don't know Latin, dude. Even though Latin was used in Christianity for the longest time, it's just recently. But
We just sang in Latin yesterday at church.
did you?
Oh, but
Anno Domino.
yeah, no, yeah.
There
that
is a
one.
song like that. Yeah. Man, bro. We go to church. We're Christians,
Catholics.
Catholics, Christianity.
Yeah, same thing.
You know how many offshoots there is of Christianity?
A
Dude,
lot.
holy smokes,
A
man.
lot.
A lot. That's another conversation for another time. But dude, holy crap, dude.
I have to do
I was looking at
research
that
on.
graph. I was looking at that graph like a couple of weeks ago. Dude, there's so many offshoots, and there's a lot of offshoots that guys basically just died off.
Yeah.
Like I can't say off the top of my head because I wouldn't know, but Christianity has a lot of offshoots, but it's interesting. We'll talk about that one day for sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about a bunch of stuff as the time goes along. Guns, ammo.
I mean, I think that hand in hand.
Yeah. We'll have somebody here that knows guns and ammo very well. And then a bunch of other people for sure. But yeah,
The gun episode, we have to have an AR here.
we'll just get mine.
Yeah. Put it right here.
Yeah, we'll replace the
I
hat.
mean, now that the camera's moved, it's perfect angle.
Oh, for sure, for sure. It'll be good, dude. All right, I think it's time to end this episode for
Yep.
next time.
Next time, hopefully, we'll have a guest.
Well, we will. Like I said, we would have had a guest if our plans didn't change, but
Yep.
we will have a guest for the next episode. If it ain't
I
gonna
promise something you can't.
I
deliver.
can't 100%. But I'm gonna find somebody if I have to. I'm gonna bring a dog in here if I have to bring him as a guest.
Bambi.
Bambi, tell me something. Tell me something I didn't know. You're terrible. But yeah. Have a good night.
Have a good week.
Have a good week. See you next time.